about it. So I found a picture of a boy, and then I traced out the face, and then took a Sharpie and highlighted the points I wanted to cut out. And then I cut it out, and then painted the brick wall background, and then spray painted it onto it.
When people see this drawing of this painting, with the stenciling and stuff, what is it that you hope people like me would see or understand about this particular piece of art?
That there is violence that goes on, and that we should be trying to prevent it.
Okay. You have a narrative here about violence on the streets. Can you tell me about that?
I've seen violence in our own community, and I think it's wrong, and that's why I did this, to try to let people know that it is wrong, to try to prevent it.
That's it.
That's it? All right.
Hang on, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Amber, thanks for agreeing to meet with me. Could you tell me a little bit about some of your thoughts and ideas going into this particular art project that you have done here?
Yeah, we saw some artwork that had stencil where you cut it out, and I got on the internet, found a picture of a boy, and then I traced out the face, took a Sharpie, did the highlights, and then cut it out, and then spray painted it onto the brick background.
What do you hope peers and other people would think or see when you look at this piece of art that you've created?
That there is violence, and we should be trying to prevent it from bullying and stuff.
The theme that you have, or the narrative of violence on the streets, can you tell me a little bit about that title?
Yeah. I've seen violence in our own community, and I just think it's wrong with bullying and stuff, so just trying to say what I think about it.
Okay. Have you gotten any feedback or any comments from others that saw this on display?
They said the point came across clear, and that really helped. That's what I was trying to get across.
Kids have an impact on preventing violence in our schools and community?
Definitely, everybody can have an effect on it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Did you get the last one too, Jim? That last one?
I got a picture of it. I probably should get it.
I'll give it a
Describe something.
Domestic violence against women.
I'll ask you to describe that too. I'll ask you what do you want people to understand or get out of looking at this, and then I'll ask you the last question of what role do you think young kids play in the area of violence prevention in our schools and in our broader community? So basically those 3-4 questions.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Robert, thanks for agreeing to meet with me and talk to me. Regarding your print or your acrylic painting here, can you tell me some of the thoughts, how you began to organize what you wanted to put in the painting or what you didn't want to put in the painting? So how did you decide on what to do and how to do it?
Well, she told us to go on the internet and look up ideas, and I couldn't really think of anything at first. And I had seen a lot of things on bullying, using unkind words against other students, and I saw some other stuff about domestic violence. And so when you look at this at first, which the main message is that you need to talk kindly to other people, but if you go on and read the collage, you'll see that it's getting deeper into domestic violence against women and how that's wrong.
When this is displayed as a person walking by or looking at it at first glance, what would you hope that would catch my eye or the attention of your painting?
The fist. It's showing that words, even though they don't really exist physically, they can have a big impact on people.
Excellent. What role do you think young people play in our schools and our community with regards to violence and bullying prevention?
As far as bullying is, when kids see other kids picking on somebody else out in the halls or outside of school, they could stand up for them, tell them to stop, or if they're with a group of people that are doing it, they could just not do anything, walk away, tell them that it's wrong. they don't have to take part in it just to be cool.
Any other comments about your painting that I didn't ask you that you wanted to let me know?
I've got nothing.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Show you how to print them.
Yes. Jim, we're going to have, Jim, you let her know when you're ready. Ready? Okay. Great. Get one picture here. All right. Now, over here. To how you decided what this is going to look like. So how did you decide what the images were going to be and all that stuff? I'm going to ask you, what as a person that's walking by this on a road.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Jasmine, thank you for meeting with me. I appreciate it. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the thoughts and ideas you had going into this print project? How you decided to do the images and the colors and stuff? What went into it?
Well, I chose the colors because pink and black are my favorite colors, but I chose a girl and a boy. I chose the girl as to be laughing because usually when people think about bullying, they think about a boy bullying another boy or a girl bullying another girl, but that's not always the case. So I picked a girl laughing at the boy because as you can see, like, the boy has glasses and he has a thought bubble saying help. And I wanted them to know that, like, not only can it happen to, like, a boy wearing glasses, but it can happen to the girl, so they could, like, reverse roles. And he has the thought bubble as help, because usually a lot of people don't speak out to actually say help to teachers. They just think it will go away, or sometimes they'll fight back, but that doesn't always turn out to be the truth. And the building was supposed to be a school building, and because it's happening at school, because most of the bullying, to me, you don't really see it outside of school as much as inside of school. Because I've walked by people laughing at other people just because of, like, maybe even the shoes they're wearing.
So, if this were hanging on the wall in the school here and people walked by it, what would you hope that your classmates or the adults in your school would take from this particular print? What message you want them to leave with?
I would say if the person who saw it was getting bullied, that they would go to actually a teacher and say help. And if one of the bullies saw it, I would want them to see that just because they're bullying some kid doesn't make it right. Like, the girl, she doesn't, like, she's just laughing, but still that's a sign of bullying.
And the last question, Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
What role do you think young people can play in the school and community in violence prevention and bullying prevention?
I think they play a big role because when someone's getting bullied, most people just stand around and watch it and they don't really speak out, because I know from personal experience that people do just stand around. They don't say, oh, you should stop. I've seen like 1 or 2 people actually say stop to someone bullying another person.
Is there anything else about this print that I didn't ask that you'd like us to know?
That it's called Help because of the thought bubble of help.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Very nice. Very nice. Come in and want to talk to you today.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, now this is your project right here, right? Okay. There's 3 questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
I want to ask you, how did you come up with the idea?
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Could you give me your name?
I'm Fade
Fade
Blevins.
Blevins.
Yep.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for agreeing to meet with me.
Okay.
Fade, can you tell me some of the thoughts and ideas that you were thinking about going into creating this piece of art? Just kind of tell me how you came up with this idea.
Well, with my art thing, I'm trying to get across that domestic violence. Like, people like get ruined emotionally and get torn up, and that's the whole point of the picture, being torn up. But when they eventually recover from it, but they still have scars on them, and so that's what the stitching is supposed to represent. And then the broken CDs and glass in the back, that's supposed to be when their dreams were kind of shattered, our memories or feelings. And it's just really hard to put that stuff back together, so that's what. I'm just gonna put you back there.
Anytime you look that way, your hair goes up.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Fade, thanks for agreeing to meet with me today. What I want to ask you is, can you give me some of your thoughts and ideas that you had that went into creating this piece of art and how you decided on its outcome?
With my piece of art, the whole point of it was the picture being torn up is that people of domestic violence get ruined physically and emotionally, and they just kind of break down. But eventually they recover and they heal, and that's what the stitching is supposed to represent, instead of them still being torn apart, but they still have scars and they still remember it. And the CDs in the background are supposed to represent that dreams being shattered are memories, and they're just going to be really hard to piece back together, so that's exactly why they aren't together, because you can't go back and fix something that already happened.
It's a very powerful image. What do you want the person that looks at this hanging on a wall or on a tabletop like this, what do you want them to take from this picture?
I don't want necessarily them to think that it's dark and I don't know, it's just something that you need to keep in mind, and that's why I have some of the bright colors in the background. It's just to grab your attention a little bit. And people that are victims of domestic violence, they try to hide it, and that's what the black and the dark colors are, but I just want people to try to prevent it, and that if it does happen, just report it and move on and try to recover.
Faith, what role do you think can young people play in preventing violence and bullying and harassing behaviors in our schools, in our community?
Young people do have a tendency to kind of pick on kids a little bit, and I think that if you do pick on someone, that you shouldn't technically, but if you do know someone that is having a hard time, or even if you're not their friend or anything, that you should still like talk to them and just try to help them out a little bit. I mean, we're not going to get anywhere always being enemies with each other, that we just kind of got to be friends, and young people can step it up, and that will kind of prevent domestic violence in the future if they can teach their kids that and just pass it down. And yeah.
Is there anything about your piece here that you want to let us know that I didn't ask you?
About it? The picture in the background's me. I've not been a victim of domestic violence, but I know people that have been, so. And then I used it on campus, I guess. And then stitching up and just broken CDs in the glass in the background, and kind of just threw it all together.
It's very effective, it's very powerful. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Yep, thanks.
I appreciate it.
Hello?
There you go. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Leanne, thank you for agreeing to meet with me today.
You're welcome.
Could you tell us a little bit about some of your thoughts and ideas that went into this final print, this final project?
Well, I know that I hide feelings that I don't want other people knowing. So people who are being bullied will come to school and act as if nothing's happening, and then they'll go home and they're hurt, or they'll hide it all inside until they're ready to explode and they'll actually hurt someone or start bullying themselves just to get it out.
And so you came up with the idea, and it's entitled Look Again. What do you want people to see and take away from this piece of art?
That people have hidden feelings, and that if you get to know them and ask them their problems, and that